Hello everyone, just a very quick video to show you a couple of ship models that I completed for the game of Thalassa. Nice enough models, but I gotta confess I am running out of steam a little bit with this project. It's not really what I want out of an ancient naval game system. The game itself is great. The models are really nice, I think, but it just doesn't kind of reflect my how I imagine ancient Greek galleys to be. In fact, like further than that, I'm sure that Greek galleys didn't look like this. I've spoken about this before on the channel. Essentially, these two ships are meant to be command vessels for the game. So this is one that I think I printed up. Pretty sure I printed this. And this is one that I made a purchase. I forget the name of the company now. But they were a little bit slow in delivery, and they, by way of apology, they added a couple of additional vessels, of which this was one. This one here is a little bit more restrained, shall we say. I printed up a little command deck, so you've got the commander with the, sat in a chair at the back. But other than that, and added on the prow an owl, which is the symbol of Athens. So he is meant to be the command vessel for the Athenian fleet. But other than that, this ship is identical to the fighting vessels themselves. You can add bits and pieces to it, like you can select the prow that you want, you can select the stern that you want, I don't know what you'd call that object on the end. You print different little removable decking pieces. I printed out and added some sort of protective screens of shields and so on along the sides. But essentially, it's kind of your bog standard ship that you get. Even that bog standard ship just isn't right. It isn't historically correct. In Greek galleys, especially when they were fighting, everything would be stripped down. So the masts would be taken down. It certainly wouldn't have sails unfurled like that. The deck itself was kind of open to the elements, but there were just two walkways that served to protect the heads of the oarsmen as well. But you certainly wouldn't have this closed deck. It makes it look far more like a much later vessel. So it's sort of beginning to look, well, it's not beginning to look wrong, it does look wrong. And that, it bugs me. But when you get onto this one that I was given as a freebie, you're entering the realms of fantasy now. All this area here is supposed to be the ram. So I just painted that part at the end as the ram. All of this is intended to be, it's meant to be a kind of mega powerful vessel, that's got this enormous weapon at the front of it. But that, anyone could tell you that amount of heavy bronze at the front of a vessel would make it virtually unseaworthy. Not to mention that ramming relied, as I said before, they didn't have the sails down during battle. They didn't even have the masts up during battle. The ramming speed relied on the strength and energy of the oarsman to get it up to a speed that where the ram would crack through the side of the enemy galley. There's no way that, you know, the oarsmen on that vessel are going to be able to row at any speed, you know, with a weight dragging the ship down at the prow. It's just pure fantasy. And then the way I've got it positioned, you can't see it quite so well. Let's move it around. You can see this has got far more ornate structure on the back, to symbolise the fact that it's a command vessel. It's meant to have a kind of religious sort of design to it, to indicate that, you know, that they've got the gods on their side. So there are all these various shrines with burning flames and so on it. The in terms of the sort of weight and sturdiness of the ship and so on, I highly suspect that this is supposed to be a marble temple, but you can kind of get away with it in the Romans especially did sort of decorate their galleys, but they didn't. They used false appearances, so something like that might have appeared on a Roman galley, but it would have been made of very light timber. It certainly wouldn't have been marble and stone and terracotta tiles and what have you. It would have been almost like a stage effect kind of prop. You know, so it's not totally unbelievable, but this whole thing to me is, you know, in terms of the way it was intended, it's just, I'm just not sold with the idea of you know, these ships, nice as they are. They don't convince me that they would ever have appeared historically. So that's kind of putting me off, you know, pursuing this project any further, which is a bit of a pity. I'm not going to say, you know, never again will I touch it. But I'm certainly mothballing it for the time being, because there's a lot more. I've got so much else, you know, that's appealing to me, calling to me from all the shoe boxes and carrier bags, you know, of unpainted figures that I want to crack on with. So this is going to be not even put on the back burner. It's going to be mothballed, as I say, and maybe in a couple of years' time, you know, if I'm still able to pick up a paintbrush and put paint on these things, maybe I'll come back to it, because the visual appeal, they do have a visual appeal. They just don't convince me at all. Anyway, I'm going to stop there, other than to say that I was thinking, because this is going to be quite a short video, I was thinking of responding to a video that James at JVC Paints put up recently, where he did express his frustrations at the YouTube algorithms and the quantity of bots that are out there floating around, and how he felt. He was being kind of driven, almost motored, by processes that he wasn't really, you know, he wasn't willing to be kind of pushed around and obligated to do things on his channel simply to serve the algorithms, and I totally sympathise with him. And I was thinking of adding a response at the end of this video, but I think I will do it in a future video and get a lot of other things off my chest in that future video, and cut this one off at this point. So thank you very much for watching. See you on the next video. Bye for now.